When you say you're a friend, you show it. Let me say this up front. Words are cheap, presence is not. Everybody says, I'm here for you. Everybody says, you can count on me. But when life gets uncomfortable, when it's inconvenient, when it requires effort, most people disappear. That is a fact. So today I want to talk about what it really means to call someone a friend, and why real friendship is proven by action and not language. So I hope you enjoy. Please share it with somebody if you enjoy the topic. Share it with someone that you think needs to hear this message. Anyone can say it. Saying you're a friend is easy. It doesn't cost you time. It doesn't cost you energy. And it doesn't require sacrifice. You're simply telling somebody, I'm a friend. But real friendship starts after the word stops. It's showing up when there's nothing in it for you. Checking in without being asked. Standing next to someone when they're not winning. If your support only exists when things are good, that's not friendship. That's convenience. You know, one of the hardest things for people to do, at least for me, was checking in. I didn't get a whole lot of check-ins when I was going through my stuff. I was always the one sending text messages out or calls like, hey, will you pray for me? I'm not going through a good time right now. I'm not going through a good patch. Can you pray for me? Or even when I was going through some, I would check in on somebody, see how they're doing. That was very hard for me to deal with. And that may be something you're dealing with right now. And what's even harder is when you're not winning and you're not doing good in life, some of the people that you thought were going to be there with you are not there. Because they have other things going on in life. And some people are taught, surround yourself with people that are winning in life, because you don't want whatever they're going through to affect your life. So make sure that you separate yourself. And I understand that. But when you call somebody your friend, you are there for them when they need you the most. When it's the most difficult, when they don't feel like they're winning in life, and in fact, they're not winning. But let me also clear the air on something. There's a flip side to that. If I am going to be your friend during these times, then you have to be making an effort to get back in the game. Because if I'm going to stand by your side and support you and be there for you, check in on you, when there's nothing in it for me, support you, then you have to be showing me as your friend that you are making a conscious decision to get back in the game and to stop having this mentality of I messed up, or the world's rough on me, or the world's tough on me, and I'm a failure. I'm never going to get it right. That has to shut down. If I'm going to stand with you as your friend, then we're going to figure this out together. But if you're not going to work with me, then I cannot go down that path with you, because then it starts to affect my life and what I'm doing with my family, my kids. So that's the flip side to that. Because there are a lot of people right now that said, oh, when things got rough with me, my friends left me. But they never tell you the full story. Sometimes your friends leave because you stopped trying. And they can't be the only one pulling when you're tugging the other direction. Let's talk about consistency is the currency. Real friends don't show up and disappear. They're consistent. Not perfect, but consistent. They call you back. They follow through. They remember important moments. And they show up the same way behind your back as they do to your face. Friendship isn't about big gestures. It's about small actions done repeatedly. It's important to remember that when someone calls you and maybe they're saying, hey, can you give me a call back? I got some things going on right now, man. I could really use an ear. Read the room. That's your friend saying, hey, I need you right now. I'm tapping on your shoulder. I'm not doing well right now. Can you call me back? I need you. And follow through. If you tell somebody you're going to be there, you're going to do something, follow through. You know, I did something for a friend of mine recently, and I can tell that this person is so used to people letting them down and having to do things on their own, because when I offered to give this person a ride to the airport and also pick them up when they got back, it was also like, are you sure? I was just going to take an Uber because, I don't want to put anybody out. No, I got you. Hey, I'll give you some gas money. You don't need to do all that. You're my friend. I don't want you to have to spend money on an Uber or a Lyft. I'm going to pick you up. And by the way, let's talk about your trip on the way there. And then you let me know when you come back. I'll pick you up and we can talk about how your trip went. I don't need your money. Too often, people are, especially now, too often they're used to just being let down by people they call friends. Or they feel like, oh, my friend's doing this for me, so I owe him. Now, sometimes there doesn't have to be anything in it for you to do things. If you're the friend, then you do things that true friends do without asking for anything in return. And do your best. And I get it. I know we all have families. We all have things that we're dealing with, whatever. But do your best to try and remember important dates, important events that went on in their life. If you remember a birthday, remember an anniversary, make sure to let them know that. Show them how much you care. And this is a classic. When you're in front of somebody and they happen to feel that comfortable to talk about that person while that person is not there and they talk about them directly to you, make sure that you speak up and say, hey, look, whatever you guys got going on, that's your business, but I'm not going to allow you to talk about that person in front of me. I got a lot of love for that person and I just wouldn't do it. So save that, tell that to someone else, but don't do it in front of me. That's how you show up. Silence speaks loud. Pay attention who goes quiet when you're struggling. So some people don't leave loudly. They just fade. No calls, no text, no check-ins. And sometimes that silence tells you everything you need to know. Real friends don't wait for the storm to pass before they check in. they stand in the rain with you. I like this part because, like I always tell you, when I talk about these topics, they are always somehow related to my life. Always. Maybe not at the present time, but at some point in my life, these topics had something to do with what I was going through. And I've had friends that went silent when I was going through something, when I was struggling, for various reasons. And I have been the friend that just faded away, that didn't give a phone call, stopped texting, and stopped checking in. And I can guarantee you that my silence sent a message. And for me, it was that I was the friend that was willing to stand in the rain with you. But you were enjoying the rain a little too much while I was trying to figure out a way to get us out of the rain. And I'm sorry. But if I stuck around and stood in the rain with you longer than you should have been there, that rain was not only going to rain on me and you, it was going to rain on my children, it was going to rain on my relationships and my life. I cannot stand by your side and watch you continuously fail, continuously not make an effort to get right. But you should also not be putting your true friends in that position. If they are willing to stand in the rain with you, then you should be willing to get back in the fight and say, thank you. Let's figure out how to get out of here. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for checking in on me. Thank you for being there. Thank you for not going silent on me. You've given me the courage to fight through this because you believed in me and you're here with me. That is what true friendship is. It cannot be one-sided. True friendship requires discomfort. Being a real friend means saying hard truths, keeping it real, being honest, saying the things that are probably going to piss somebody off, but being honest and holding you to the fire. Hey, you're my boy, I love you, but I'm sorry, bro. You're out of pocket. What you're doing is not cool. I know this is probably going to put a strain on our friendship, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't be your boy if I didn't tell you. You're fucking up. And you can be upset at me all you want, but trust me, I am your real friend and you are fucking up. Holding people accountable. Why you would not want a friend to hold you accountable is beyond me. Because if you want someone to say you're right, yes to everything you do, you're not looking for a friend. You're looking for a yes man. You're looking for a fan, someone who has pom-poms and is cheering you on. That's what you're looking for. Because if you want a real friend, that real friend is going to hold you accountable for when you're doing shit you know you shouldn't be doing. They're going to call you out. And being a real friend is not enabling destructive behavior. I'm not going to be there with you, man. If you're telling me you're trying to drink, you're trying to stop drinking, I'm not going to join you at the bar. If you're telling me, hey, I'm going to stop cheating on my wife, I'm not going to go hang out with you and then watch you pick up on women in front of me. If you're telling me I'm not going to gamble no more, I'm not going to watch the game with you and then go over the bets we've placed. I'm not. And if you're telling me that you need to become a better father, and every time you want to go out and go somewhere, it's just you and me and it's not our kids, I'm not going to do it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, why don't we bring our boys with us? I know you want to go hiking, but why don't we bring the kids? Nah, bro, let's just go you and me. Nah, man. You said you're trying to be a better father. Let's go on that hike. Let's bond. Let's talk with our boys. Let's educate them. Let's have real life conversations with them. Let's do that. You, me, and the kids. A real friend is not going to allow you to continuously do destructive behavior. If all someone does is agree with you, hype you up, and never challenge you, that's not friendship. You're confused. That is not friendship. A real friend is willing to risk the relationship to protect the person. That is the truth. And I'll be real with you. You are going to lose some friends. Because when you're willing to risk the friendship to protect somebody, it doesn't always work out the way you think it's going to work out. Be what you are asking for. Here's the part that most people avoid. Before you question your circle, ask yourself this. Do I show up? Do I follow through? Do I check in when it's uncomfortable? Because let me be clear. You attract what you demonstrate. And if you want real friends, you got to be one. It starts with you. Don't expect people to do things that you're not willing to do. It doesn't work that way. So I'm going to leave you with this. Don't tell people you're a friend. Show them. Show up when it's quiet. Show up when it's awkward. Show up when it costs you something. Because at the end of the day, a real friendship isn't spoken. It's lived. If this message hits home, share it with someone. Someone who shows up for you. Or someone you need to show up for better. This is the perfect mess. And sometimes the real ones reveal themselves when life gets messy. If you enjoyed this message, I hope that you, first and foremost, follow me here. If you're listening on Apple, Amazon, and Spotify, please follow, comment, rate the podcast, share it with somebody. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope that you hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. And I hope that you share this with somebody. If this message was powerful to you, I hope you hit that share link, you send it to someone via text, or you clip this video or clip this audio and say, I need you to hear this part. That is how this thing grows. And I thank all of you for helping me to continue to grow this podcast. It means the world to me. Now, if you enjoyed this and you would like to interact with me live on topics just like this one, you can do that on TikTok Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. till 10 p.m. West Coast time. Monday through Thursday on TikTok. Follow me there at It's Ray Molina, and you can interact with me where I do a live version of my podcast. And then I open up the floor for a panel, and people call in, and I bring them up, and we speak live, and we talk about the topic. I've built an amazing community over there with some amazing people. Together, we've created something that is so powerful. So I hope you would join us. Come on over to TikTok. Again, follow me at It's Ray Molina and join the conversation. All right? That is also my Instagram, and my website is raymolina.com. I have tons of merchandise over there, so please check it out. All right? Outside of that, that is what I have. I am very thankful that you continue to come back and check out the podcast. Again, please share it, and I'm going to close like I always do. My life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it is a mess, but for me, it is the perfect mess. I love you. God bless you. Please tell the people that you love them, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace.